And how is it going, everyone? Welcome to more I Wanna Best the 100 Floors, but it's slightly different this time because I wanna test a new mechanical keyboard that I got and see how it works to play fun games. It's probably not a good idea for a hard game like this one to start right away, but I wanna see what happens. I'm an AWSD player, so I gotta first change this stuff, and well, the rest is fine. But yeah, let's just see what happens. I don't think that it's gonna be very positive for, as I said, a game as hard as this one, but might as well try. I mean, doesn't help that this checkpoint is messed up as well. Hey Norbate, how is it going? Just here trying to test a keyboard. Probably a very bad idea. I don't even remember what I'm supposed to do here. Hold up. I was supposed to go here, slide down to the water, then jump, get the refresher, get to the vine, and then... If there's any checkpoint to start with keyboard, this one is not particularly the best one to do it. Well, I say start with keyboard, but in reality, you know, I started playing fun games with keyboard, so not like it's the first time that I do it. I guess you can say it's the first time in a long time. Also, I don't think that's the answer. So I'm not sure what's the answer here if it's not that. Or maybe you're supposed to use this one and then stay there in the water. I mean, you can chill in the water a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's the idea. I mean, that thing respawns, so... oh, I think I get it. I mean, the fact that you have to go to the water is for sure, but you gotta use this vine and then double jump there. I don't know what's the best way to get straight into the water though. Because doing it like that is not optimal. But yeah, I don't know how else. I mean, it's pretty hard not to hit the refresher when you're getting to the water. I don't know what's the intended way of doing this checkpoint, at least at the beginning, but I do know that this checkpoint is very messed up. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a checkpoint where I actually get stuck in. Will be fucked up, but wouldn't be the first time. And obviously using a different peripheral is definitely the recipe for disaster. So yeah, I don't know. We will see. I don't know what's the idea to get to the water. I mean, in the first place, I don't understand why the water is even there. Shouldn't it be at the middle bottom? Oh, and I missed the refresher, nice. Like, it just doesn't make sense. The whole positioning of that water and the refresher seem completely random. Like, unless I'm misunderstanding what the path is, but I mean the path, what you are supposed to do more than the path. Okay, not to mention if you hit the top vine from the bottom, you're gonna immediately fall. It is just a fucked checkpoint, that's just the way it is. I also think that this might be the intended way. That you're supposed to stay down there in the water might be what the game wants you to do. Which is the reason why it has a spike on the top, but I don't know, it feels a little bit random regardless. I didn't even get it. Nice. I did that too fast. Getting into vines is a lot easier when you use keyboard though. Yeah, we're playing with keyboard. How is it going up anchor? The shame that this checkpoint is ultra fucked up, so to get used to keyboard, something like this is not ideal. But I can probably tell you that it's a lot easier than doing it with gamepad. I mean, anything Vine related, it's way harder with gamepad. That's without a doubt. There is a reason why I hate them so much, but this checkpoint is just fucked. Like, this checkpoint, not to mention that doesn't even end after this champ, but it's one of those shit checkpoints. Like, it's just a bad checkpoint. You can say that it's hard and whatever, it's just a bad checkpoint. Yeah, I'm doing well. Basically testing this keyboard. A mechanical keyboard with red switches. So we will see how that goes. I mean, I really do like the switches. And I thought I wouldn't. I thought our red switches will be too weak. Like, will barely provide any feedback, but they do provide some nice feedback, so I'm glad for that. I'm too low. I have to assume I'm doing something wrong here. Like, I just can't believe this checkpoint will be this fucked up. Like, there has to be a setup that I'm not seeing. Since I'm not a needle expert, I don't think there's any setup here. But that shit, like, this has to be a setup. It can be that you're intended to do a diagonal from a vine without any sort of setup, right? Like, this has to be a setup, but I don't know which one. Not to mention that things with vines are so shit by default that not that easy to apply much logic here. Try grabbing the vine higher and just holding right. Yeah, I've been thinking that, but you can test it out without grabbing the refresher. Yeah, that's right, I could test it. So, yeah, it seems that it kinda works, though. There are two problems here. The first problem is that it's in a very specific height. That's the first thing. Let's see. Well, and the other problem is that you need to stop yourself. You cannot keep pressing right. This, like, it's a very fucked up one. It's not as simple as holding right, I will say, because if you do it from too high, holding right will just make you hit the top one, and if you do it from the bottom, you hit the bottom one. So essentially, I wouldn't really, I mean, I guess you can call it a setup, but it fully depends on where you grab it from. That's the issue. And it has to be, it seems, at the very middle. I think this checkpoint honestly is trash. Like, there are a lot of checkpoints that I admit that there is a skill issue component to it. I just feel like this one is trash. And trash not just because of how hard it is, but like the fact that unless I'm missing something, this makes no sense. Like, falling using this to get to the water, which most likely will make you grab the refresher, so you have to stall here and then jump again, instead of just having the water somewhere here and just go in once and go to the refresher later. Like, It just doesn't seem well done at all. I'm just talking about this particular checkpoint, not anything else, but this thing, it just doesn't seem very well done. I also don't know if you can hear me press the keys, because I do know that mechanical keyboards are louder than membrane ones, and not to mention that I used gamepad before, so a gamepad there is no way you can hear it. That's impossible. So I don't know if you are hearing my keyboard right now. You haven't been hearing it? Okay, well that's good. Well, that's good, it depends on the person. Some people really like hearing the sound of the keyboard when someone is playing. I personally don't mind either way. But yeah, since these are not blue switches, you are not gonna hear them be very loud. They are red. I mean, red, if I'm not mistaken, is probably the most silent type of switches you will hear. Simply because they barely have any resistance, you know? By resistance, I mean that they don't require too much force to be pressed, so you're not gonna hear anything. I personally do hear it, but I can't believe I keep, like, see what I mean? Like, it fully depends on where you grab this shit from. If it's from too low, holding right is useless. But it's also not at the very top. Like, well, maybe at the very top it does work. But, I mean, you come from below, not from above. And once you are there, I don't really think that you can re-grab. Like, once you jump from that bottom vine into the top one, if you don't get the high ride immediately, you are fucked. Like, you cannot recapture once you're in the top vine, so... Okay, that would have worked, but I need to stop myself super early, and that's the other problem. Holding right works until you meet this spike. When you meet that spike, you cannot hold right too much. And yeah, as I say before, you get there and the fucking checkpoint is not even over. And I don't even understand this jump either. Like, this is probably full jump and double jump above this spike, and then this is... But actually, this is a single jump. By the way, this is not refreshing water, so this is a single jump into this. From here. As I say, this checkpoint is trash. You can say that I'm just salty or that it's a skill issue, and that's fair, but this checkpoint is just trash. Also, how is it going dry, no? But yeah, at least on the right side, the vine part is not as cancerous with keyboard, the way the gamepad as it is with keyboard. Wait, it's not as cancerous? No, it's the opposite, sorry. It's not, like, it's a lot better with keyboard is what I'm trying to say, sorry, my bad. You can tap left for short enough, the jump from the bottom vine won't hit the left wall. Yeah, I know that, but that's easier said than done. Not to mention that you need to have the right height. Like, you gotta have the right height from the bottom, like below the bottom vine, when you jump from the water. Yeah. Wow, it didn't even jump there, nice. Very good. Very nice too. I took too long, probably. So hard to measure that champ. Huh. And then I was too high. We just cannot have nice things, can we? Alright. Of course. But yeah, like this champ is so fucked up and the other one is even more fucked up. Like, all three champs in this checkpoint are trash. And they are all in a single checkpoint. Can you believe that? This might be... I mean, we will see, but... Okay, that was close. But man, you know that if you ask me, like you were playing around with the editor and you just ask me, is this champ possible? I will tell you no. Like just by looking at it, that champ doesn't look possible to me. But it is, obviously. Like it just doesn't. Like it's so messed up. I mean, the way I died was pretty dumb, but it's still so fucked up. I do wonder if after this checkpoint is done, if I can pick up the pace. Because I have the theory that specifically a fun game like this one, well, at least in the part that has vines, it will 100% be easier with keyboard. There is no doubt about it. That's already something that, well, I say on the previous stream, but like vines are objectively easier with keyboard. There is no doubt about it. Vines is a keyboard mechanic. If you're playing controller, you are at a natural disadvantage with vines. It's just the way it is. Oh, that didn't reach, no way. But yeah, that's how it is. Too high. And you know that even if it was too high, it still felt that, well, if it wasn't for the top spike, I feel like I would have died to the bottom one. But it's too high, so you're supposed to do it even lower. Without hitting the bottom spike, of course. But it's gonna be some shit. In that champ, maybe it's a better idea to do a full champ, like champ from down here and full champ instead of trying to tap, but the problem is that that sort of champ is so fucked up. It's hard to do anything. Like it's hard execution wise, it's hard to calculate. It's just an extremely precise champ. And it's the last one of the checkpoints, so yeah, fuck you, I guess. Will you be trying Project Diva with keyboard? No. No, Project Diva is a game that gamepad makes it extremely easier. I don't know how it will be with keyboard, honestly, but I'm trying to see, like, you will have to have... Nah, I mean, I could probably get used to it, but differently from this, it's something that will take like several streams to get used to keyboard. And I don't think it will be better even at the end of that. It works fine with keyboard. Well, I know it does, of course, but it's not about how it works, it's about me getting used to it. And as I said, I don't think the advantage, like, I don't think it has any advantage over gamepad. Also, how is it going, Yannick? Unfortunately, the checkpoint I have to start the keyboard test with is a very shitty checkpoint. I mean, this game is full of this type of checkpoints, but this one in particular, as I already mentioned multiple times, it's just badly done. Like, this is a bad checkpoint. You can say it's creative. It is. I mean, it's creative, not really. This part is creative, this jump is not, and this one you can say it's creative, but it's more like creative ways to fuck you up, because having that jump as the last one is extremely evil. It's fine. Yeah, creative in the sadistic sense, you could say that, but I feel like this game has an insane amount of unbalanced checkpoints, and I think that that's just one of them. Like, this checkpoint, I don't think it was made hard on purpose. I just think that either the creator or the tester were buying goals and somehow thought that this part with vines was easy. So they were like, yeah, then the following net jumps not being free is okay. And I mean, it's not even a matter of them being free or not, it's a matter of them being actually hard. Like, this jump is not super hard, but it requires some precision, and this last one requires a lot of precision. That's the problem. Like, if this jump was its own checkpoint, or if the following two jumps were easier, I wouldn't complain. I mean, I still would complain about vines because I hate vines no matter what, but I don't think I will be complaining about the checkpoint itself. So how do I do this? There you go. Jesus Christ, what a shitty ass checkpoint. We're out of there. And yeah, yet again, Yannick had to come for me to beat a checkpoint I was stuck with. It's just how it is. It's the Yannick magic. Now, the question is, because this checkpoint here looks like very basic needle. Or, I mean, when I say basic, is that there is no gimmicks. Well, not just in this checkpoint, but on the next one as well. So, this is the real test for the keyboard, because the previous checkpoint would have been fucked up regardless of what peripheral I decide to use. But this one, with the gamepad, I probably could do it relatively fast. Probably. I'm still not sure, but let's see how fast it will be with keyboard. This is the kind of thing that if I want to play keyboard, I gotta get used to. Close. The magic is done, of course. My job here is done. Yeah. Oh, also, well, I guess you already noticed or not, or I mean, maybe you also don't care, but I'm not using any headphones either, because I don't care about the music in this game. It's not bad, but since it's a fun game where you're gonna be hearing the same song for a while, it's not like having headphones is anything that matters, and it's quite hot. It's not super hot right now. Like, it could be worse, but if I can avoid using headphones, I will, and I do. So yeah. Overall, this summer really has been very, very nice. Like, no extreme temperatures. I think there were only 2 days that had a shit ton of heat. And not even that much, I mean, compared to previous years. So all in all, this has been a nice summer. I mean, except for the tourists. Fuck the tourists, but If we ignore the tourists, it's been a nice summer so far. It's still not over yet, but usually the beginning of January or the entirety of January, they tend to be the days of the year that it's the hottest. Nice. That was quite fast. Okay, it seems that Yannick magic might be done, but the keyboard magic stays for now. As I say before, it's not like the keyboard is a magical device. It's that I started playing fun games with keyboard, so the muscle memory is there. Just that it's been like 4 years since last time I used a keyboard to play a fun game. I mean, I did use it the other day to try Echo's fun game, and it worked, and that's precisely the reason why I wanted to give it another try. And I also will beat Echo's fun game too. That will be something that I probably will do on the weekends. It's when he can watch. I mean, not like he's forced to watch, but if he wants to watch, he will be able to. Yeah, I'm not holding him at gunpoint. Don't worry. Yet. The last champ is quite villainous. Well, you start with a diagonal into 2 nerf diagonals into another diagonal, and the hardest part is this one. You fall very fast, but you're supposed to move like, I mean, it's probably not pixel perfect, but this kinda looks pixel perfect. Because you have to go through here by staying by the wall, but as soon as you get past this spike, you need to go right. Because if you don't go right as soon as you get past this, you will hit this one, or this one. Well, actually no, you will hit this one. We'll be surprised if you manage to somehow hit this one from up here. But yeah, it is an interesting last champ. At least the champs before are not super fucked up, but that champ might take me longer than I'm giving it credit. I think that should be at least a 2-frame window. It's a possibility. It's one of those things that you have to feel. You have to feel in your instinct. You have to feel it here. I think it is also something that I say a lot, but I remember when there was an Osu top player some years ago that played Osu at an approach rate, which is the time that the circles appear on screen and then disappear. Like, the approach rate was extremely high, which means that the circles were on screen for like less than a fourth of a second. I mean, maybe a little bit more than that, but the point is that for any human being, it's extremely fast. And the guy reacted to them properly. So when they asked him, how do you react to that? And he said that it's not really that much about reacting, it's about feeling. Like, at some point, you kinda have to let your brain take like a backseat and allow your subconscious to go in. Because if you start consciously thinking of what you're doing, you're gonna fail. Like, it's at that point. Like, stuff like Osu at high level is pretty much that. You cannot really think of what you're doing. You just have to roll with it. And I will assume that for fun games, that's also the case with a lot of hard champs. It's just that usually you are not in a hurry to do them, but It's not like you are also consciously thinking, I should move here at this specific spot here. You usually do it by, you know, by magic. Just how it is. But yeah, it is what it is when you are doing shit that is very hard. I'll say for Needle you have to be like in between. Yeah, I mean there are a lot of things that you have to think before doing because they require some planning. But when something execution-wise gets very heavy... damn it. I don't even know why I went left. I guess I didn't... I probably would have hit the spike if I didn't go left, but that was pretty far. Not entirely conscious, but not entirely subconscious, yeah. It's understandable. I personally have something similar to that when I play Project Diva. There are some patterns that I need to think about because they are not extremely obvious to follow normally. And some of them I gotta remember, so I have to actively use my brain. But for the most part, it's the kind of game that if you want to react to the shit there, it's mostly about letting yourself go. Like, just let your eye-hand coordination do everything for you. Reading games are like that in general. When you're playing reading games at a high level, you really have to turn your brain off a lot of times. And the only times where you can probably use it is when, by memorizing, like you know that a fact, that pattern is about to come. So what you do is, like, okay, prepare yourself for this pattern that is about to come. That you need to, you know, need to do this and that. But once it's there, it's a matter of letting yourself go. You just need to follow the flow. Okay, see, that's why I did left right. Because if you just go right, you can hit that spike very easily. Yeah, shoot 'em ups, of course. Essentially any game that requires an extreme amount of high execution. I wouldn't be surprised if first-person shooters were like that too at a professional level. Obviously, we're talking. Not if you just fuck around with your friends, but like at a professional level, where every little second, every little, I wouldn't say frame, but everything counts. Like small amounts of time count a lot, and when you're gonna aim at another player, you really need to be extremely focused. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Shoot 'em up, something that they have is that a lot of times shoot 'em ups rely a lot on memory. Just like reading games, but reading games, I feel like the memory aspect is a little bit less pronounced with that shoot 'em ups, because with shoot 'em ups, it's not like what is about to happen is obvious in most cases. Especially if we're talking about cave shoot 'em ups. In cave shoot 'em ups, what tends to happen is something that you always tend to memorize, because the enemies come from different directions that you obviously cannot know beforehand if you haven't memorized it, but they also shoot patterns that if you're not ready for them, you are not gonna make it. Like, you gotta be ready for them. because they can corner you if you start with a bad movement. So shoot 'em up does have a lot of unconscious stuff when RNG is involved, but when it's about things like routing and pathing in the levels, that's something that is more of a conscious effort. So yeah, that's there when you, for example, get to someone like Hibachi. Like when you get to the true last bosses in Cave, that becomes more of a subconscious thing. But most of the rest of the game tends to be about memorizing and moving accordingly, I will say. I guess in that case Touhou, and since you're a Touhou player it's more relatable, but Touhou is more like that since it has a lot of RNG. So most of the times you can use memorization, especially for stages. A lot of times you gotta freestyle. You know, when you freestyle, that's when the thinking has to take a second seat. You know, just the way it is. So I have a feeling that instead of pressing numpad 6 to jump, I could use plus. Like plus is a key that is even more to the right, so it should be more comfortable to press, I think. And it's not like it will fuck up my muscle memory that much. Because I mean, in a game like this you barely even shoot in the first place, so if you only need one button to jump, I think that changing it to plus wouldn't make that big of a difference. I kind of feel like doing it actually. Though it's also another problem with plus is that it's a bigger key, so it might be a problem to press it. I mean, with the same speed as the other ones, I mean. Which Warframes do you think will beat Goku? None of them. Of course. I mean, see, like you could say something like, oh, but what about that Warframe that can stop time? Well, Goku has been shown to move in stop time. So, yeah, that wouldn't work. What if he gets banished to an alternate dimension like Limbo can do? Well, even if it wasn't Goku himself, there are characters weaker than Goku that were able to open an interdimensional portal just by screaming. So that wouldn't work either. Obviously anything that is brute force is not gonna work at all. So blindfolded with one leg, no torso, of course. Then it could be a competition, of course. So if anything, no torso is gonna make him harder to hit. And also, having one leg to not fight has also been shown multiple times to not be an issue. It's why you gotta understand, Goku is completely broken. It's something that even reality bending shit cannot do much against him. He just doesn't give a fuck. So yeah. I mean, Goku has the strongest thing that he could have at his side, which is plot armor. He's as strong as the plot needs him to be. Well, not necessarily. It depends on which fight we are talking about. But for the most part, Goku has been seen losing a lot. But yeah. Usually the times he lost are mostly because the enemy can just regenerate himself, or at the very early stages of Dragon Ball. So yeah. Yeah, you were right. You know that when I saw that last champ, I didn't think it was that fucked up, but seeing something like that, I gotta agree with Opanker. This champ is extraordinary, and not in a good way. Certainly not in a good way. That's fucked up. And it's also the last champ, by the way. The very last champ. That's crazy. It's fine. Also, you know that today, speaking of Project Diva and all that shit, I actually investigated how Fortnite shop works, because obviously I didn't know. And as I expected, items on the shop are temporary. So if you don't buy Miku now, he might not come back for a very long time. So that's ultra fucked up. But yeah, it's basically the typical thing that games do nowadays. It's the fear of missing out shit. Hey, Miku rerun when? It's just one of the scummy tactics of the 21st century. I hope she never comes back. Damn. How can you say that with a smile on your face? And also, I confirm my suspicion that yes, Snoop Dogg is in the game, and he's in the game twice. Like, there is a regular Snoop Dogg skin, and then you have a Christmas Snoop Dogg skin in it. So yeah. Well, in fact, it was in the shop before Miku showed up. Can you believe that? In a single game, you get Snoop Dogg followed by Miku. That's some whack shit, dude. Genghis Khan has been using that way back in the 13th century. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, it's the typical. I mean, it's a very good strategy to get new players, because it's like, get it now or you won't get it again. So you better download that shit and pay up. But yeah, it's one of those things that, I mean, for what I understand, unless there is something in game that says it, but you don't even know when the items are gonna leave the shop. You just know that the shop resets daily, so you probably know when that reset will happen, but you never know at what point they are gonna remove an item from the shop. Again, I'm not sure because I don't have the game, but it might be like that. Farming people that suffer from the fear of missing out. Yeah, I know. That's the messed up thing. It's so fucked up. I don't know how it's even allowed. Then I remember that it's a Chinese company, so, you know. Yeah. It obviously works. It's just that it's very immoral, I will say. But yeah, then again, every gacha has immoral shit. Well, gacha. Fortnite is not a gacha, but what I'm trying to say is that there are a lot of games out there with very immoral shit. Like, for example, this champ at the end. I'm just kidding, but like, it's nothing new. It's just that, yeah, it is what it is. Are you used to playing on keyboard yet? I mean, with a game like this, it's hard to tell, simply because of how hard it is, but I don't think I'm doing badly, all things considered. But yeah, how is it going, Wasabi? I mean, I'm getting fucked by this last champ of this checkpoint, but Bunker told me that this will be a hard champ, so I don't think that I can blame keyboard for this. I think this is the problem of... this is dev issue. I'm kidding, but yeah. This is some fucked up. I mean, this whole screen... or, well, it's not the whole screen, because the previous checkpoint wasn't hard, but... like, the second checkpoint of this screen was also tremendously fucked up. So it's more like this screen sucks, rather than I'm not used to keyboard. But you can even say that I'm getting some champs relatively consistently. Very relatively, of course. We're gonna be here for a while, it seems. I mean, nothing new under the sun. I just hope that at least today I will be able to get out of this shit. And by this shit I mean this zone or section, whatever it's called here. That will require me beating floor 70, which might not be that easy to do. Well, tileset is simply what it's used for the foreground collisions. Nice, I got it. Then floor 69. This is a special. Can you believe that we reached floor 69? All I know is that the floor 69 in my fan game is a little bit fucked up, but it could be worse as well. I mean, it's still easier than this. Wait, and this one you want to jump left. Wait, there is a vine? No way. Wow, this is new. So you want me to jump here into the left platform and then somehow double jump to this vine and then also somehow land through this nerf diagonal. That's very disgusting, I gotta say. That is quite disgusting. At least as I say, the vine part should be easier on keyboard, but man, doesn't matter if it's easier on keyboard if it's already hard to execute, because you gotta barely touch this and also barely jump out of it, and then how do you even line it up here? Like, you do this and then you have to fall in a way that somehow, yeah, most people call like the zones tile sets. But I don't think it's a correct term, right? I mean, from a technical perspective, tileset in this case will be these squares here that represent the collisions. Because the background is an image and these are sprites. well, I mean, the tile set is also a big sprite, but the point is that it's specifically what that is, right? I don't know, I personally would prefer calling it zone. Because if I just call it tile set, I'm just like setting up for a misunderstanding. Or at least it feels like it. Because I don't think many people will think zone being anything other than a group of rooms tied together by something. In this case, by the appearance, well, and the music as well. I guess you can say the music is part of the appearance, but I think that in this case, I would prefer calling it zone. And tileset is simply one of the multiple attributes of a zone. But I really don't know how I'm gonna do that. I mean, I'm already struggling with the second water champ. Like, I'm struggling to reach the water, but if after that you also have to add the bind, like, that's some shit, dude. I think that someone said that in one of the reviews of this game, I think someone said that the game gets easier after the floor 70. And that's pretty nice, we're almost there, but this also means that we're probably gonna be stuck here for quite some time, you know? That is the big problem. I don't know. Will be the case or not. Is there another way of saying floor 69 is the hardest one? I mean, unfortunately, people also say that, and it's as it is expected, the floors from the final zone are the hardest. So like the game doesn't really like it won't get easy until the end. It will get easy probably until floor 90 or some shit like that. But yeah, that's mostly the case. Mostly. But yeah, who knows? I mean, it's still a very long time until I get there, so it's insane how long this game is taking me. Like, there are multiple things that I done and that I will do before I beat this game, and that is, I finish my fun game. I'm most likely gonna finish Shampoo Refrentor, and I'm also gonna play my fun game on stream and beating it. I also got a new computer, and well, a new keyboard, a new game, but like, I got so many things and this game is still not beaten. Like, it's just insane how hard this game is to me. Like, it's absolutely insane. Really? Was such a damn dead. I wanted to make sure I lined the champ up properly. Could have done it another way, I guess. But I find insane to think that, well, it's the same thing that I say last time when I play this game, but to think that people will find my fun game harder than this game, I just don't comprehend. I feel like this fun game is so fucked up and so hard. I guess it is what it is. Keyboard is not necessarily making this shit faster, I can tell you. Give this game to Echo and Norton and see what they say. The problem is that this is a very long game. So telling someone to play this game is a little bit, you know, fucked up, you know. This is a long game regardless of how good you are. Even for people good at Needle, this is a long game. Which obviously doesn't mean that it's long in the same way that it's long to me. But it's not a game that you will beat in one day. Well, I guess if you are like one of the best, maybe you can beat this game in a day on your first attempt, like going in blind. But I know that will be impossible for me. Okay, you gotta delay that second jump a lot, and then somehow grab the vine as well. Oh, that seems fucked up, because it is. There is no other way. You could also try this fun game Wasabi. It's supposed to be 65 of difficulty. Who I am to say it's more, right? But no, this feels a lot harder than that to me. You're taking this long on it, I don't think I will like it. Well, yeah, if you're not particularly good at Needle, like particularly good, I mean that if you don't live and breathe Needle, I don't think that beating this game is something you would want to do. Nice. I can't believe I did the vine part immediately. See, it's what I tell you. That was 100% because of the keyboard. If I was doing that part on gamepad, I would have died. There is no doubt about it. It was 100% the keyboard blessing. Can't believe I did that vine part on the first try. That's crazy. I played a 100 floor game with the spikes removed once and it still took like 30 plus minutes. Yeah, I mean, moving through these screens takes a little bit of time. But yeah, with all the bullshit that they have. But I do know that there are people that can beat these games. And that's well, it's a nerf corner, but still. There are people that can beat these games extremely fast in comparison to how I can do it. Now, what sort of bullshit are we looking at here? You're supposed to hold left and fall here and then double jump. Because if you double jump here, you're not gonna make it. Damn, dude. What's wrong with you? That's fucked up. Alright. It's the floor 69. It's supposed to be an allegory to the fact that you're getting fucked. So yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, as I say, you can say the same thing about my floor 69. Has some stuff, though it's very generous with checkpoints, because I knew exactly how fucked up it was. Differently from some other floors that I wasn't particularly aware of how hard they were. Floor 69, I knew that it was gonna be fucked up if I didn't fill it with checkpoints. Or rather, it was a floor that I built with the idea that it will have multiple checkpoints. So I adjust the difficulty accordingly. Also, that reminds me, out of curiosity, did you try my fan game of Punker? Because I don't remember if I asked you that. I don't know. It's a game that I wouldn't tell anyone new to play it. You're in the 5th area? Nice. Is it too hard for now? Or... because there are some people that struggle a lot even before the 5th area. I mean, Echo even later on got very fucked up by a lot of rooms, but like the rooms that he got stuck with, it wasn't my intention. Like, they weren't rooms made to be hard, but they are hard. There are some that were meant to be hard, and they were hard, but not that many of them were like that. It's harder than you expected, yeah. That's what also Echo say, well, and Draenor as well. They thought that with me being so shit at Needle that I will make an easier game, but it turns out I didn't. But as I also been saying, I feel like if you play my fan game with gamepad, it's easier. And now that I've seen one of the Echo's fan games being objectively easier in keyboard, I'm almost convinced that's the case. I'm almost convinced that my fan game is way easier in gamepad. But you also gotta be used to play platformers on gamepad, because otherwise you kinda have to start from scratch with your muscle memory. But if you ever played a platformer game in a console, you will probably be relatively familiarized with it. Okay, that champ looks extremely fucked up. I also wouldn't be surprised if that was close to frame perfect. No, but that's the thing. I'm not gonna play my fun game with keyboard. Like, I'm playing this fun game with keyboard mostly because I want to try how it is, but my fun game is not gonna be played with keyboard. Not by me. Like, because that's the idea. Like, I want to show you that my fun game is not that hard if you play gamepad. So, if I play keyboard, the only thing that I will probably do is understand even more that playing keyboard is harder. So yeah. Because, like, the full champ complaint is very understandable. Doing full champ all the time with keyboard is very annoying to do. But with gamepad it makes no difference. It's like it's just pressing your thumb a little bit more. Like, it's the thumb. Like right now I'm champing with I'm champing with this. And literally, it's the middle finger that I'm champing with. So, doing that for full champs continuously is very tiresome. So, that's why I understand the complaints from difficulty and also from some screens being very annoying to play. Because you really gotta exert yourself to do a lot of those champs, which doesn't happen in gamepad. Oh, that also cannot be a full champ. Or maybe it can be a full champ from lower, but then... As if it wasn't hard enough to line it up here and then you also get picky with the second champ. Not to mention that the checkpoint doesn't end there. You have to champ bind into this. Oof. That's the only thing I have to say. Oof. It's fine. Will be worse. But yeah, that nerf corner champ with how you need to hold left and not hit the bottom spikes, it is messed up. It's fine though. I was able to get past the corner once. I keep not getting left enough. But yeah, my plan is, before I play my fun game, just so I don't get used to keyboard again, is to, or rather, to get some practice with gamepad before it. I probably will play Shampoo Refractor and try to beat it. They nerfed the corner and they made it harder than a corner with the spikes at the bottom. You think that originally was an actual corner champ without spikes at the bottom? It could be, but it's a possibility. I don't know. Though then again, I don't think it will make much sense to have a full corner champ and have a platform below. Like, I feel like this champ is deliberate. Like, it was made from the beginning like this, but the only way to know will be to ask Macedonia or the tester. I don't remember the name of the tester. Well, actually, that's something I can check. Who tested your game? Inferno Man 1. And that's quite the name, huh? Inferno Man 1. Not just Inferno Man, but no, the first one. What a name. But yeah, Mr. Inferno Man maybe knows or not. That guy has a different name now, it's Chatran. Alright. Yeah, that's a more, you know, a less cheesy name. I'm just saying that it will be easier. Oh yeah, I agree. It would be easier if it was an actual corner champ with nothing at the bottom, but yeah. In fact, I don't remember if there was a proper corner champ in this game that wasn't behind a setup. I don't remember, maybe there was, but maybe also the checkpoint was short to compensate or something, I don't know. I don't remember because there... I mean, dude, I barely even remember how the first screens of the game looked like. Because I started playing this game, no joke, like 5 months ago. Or more even. Obviously, it's not like I played it every day, but... like, it's been so long since I started this fun game that I can't remember almost anything about it. Well, and even if that wasn't the case, it's not that it's easy to remember screens in games like this one, of course. So yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, that corner champ is just gonna be a filter. Okay. This looks ugly. Like, come on, dude. Like, was it really necessary for this one to be an inverted spike? Like, you couldn't just make this a regular spike. Which, mind you, it will still be challenging to do this without dying, but you have you had to make it an inverted spike. Like, you just couldn't help yourself. It had to be inverted. Man, that's so fucked up. It's alright. No worries. That's how it's gotta be. That's how it's gotta be. The corner jump is already very hard. So to add some more bullshit, I mean, I think that that's the weakest thing about this game. You have some jumps that are extremely hard, followed by jumps that are not free. That's also a problem with my fan game as well. But I think in my fan game it only happens in some screens. Here it happens in almost every screen. You know? That's the issue. In fact, I remember a very specific screen of my fan game where that happens, and I kinda regret it. But it's because I didn't know they were gonna be that hard until Echo played the game. Well, Echo and Reynor. At that point they were both on the same room. That's just so frustrating. It's like your reward for beating that super hard jump, because it's not even a choke check. There are some times in my fan game that after hard jumps, what I do is putting some relatively easy jumps at the end as a choke check. But I wouldn't call this a choke check. Like, this is not an easy jump. It will be a choke check if this wasn't an inverted spike and this spike or this one were further. But as it is right now, that one jump is not a choke check, it's simply a challenging jump. So yeah, that coming after that corner is a little bit messed up. Just a little bit. I wouldn't have made it there, I'm pretty sure. I should have tried. Like, I tried to recapture the vine, but I don't think that would have made it. I die here though, so maybe I would have. I mean, it's very hard to tell. I guess next time I should YOLO, because trying to recapture that vine, maybe it's not even possible. But even if you don't get killed by this, I think that the falling speed, I mean, maybe you can make it back, but I feel like that will be harder than just YOLOing. Probably. What I don't like about the YOLOing strat is that it feels that if you press left too quickly, you will get hit by the spike next to the checkpoint. Or at least it looks like it. Yeah, I'm just making an assumption. Still hasn't happened, but I have a feeling it will. It also might be easier to jump into the corner from further. Like, not jump next to it, but rather jump a little bit further and simply hold left. I think that will be easier. At the same time, you cannot jump too high. If you jump too high, the sheer gravity is gonna make you fall fast enough to not get past the mini spikes. So yeah, that wouldn't work. But look, see, here's the thing. If I want to consider this a victory for the keyboard, I gotta get out of this zone. I think that that's what I will consider a victory for this keyboard. If I manage to get out of this zone today, I will say this keyboard won. Red Dragon won. Okay, otherwise, I mean, I'm very curious how this will have gone with the gamepad. Still have the slight feeling that I probably will still be stuck in the first checkpoint that I started the stream with, simply because of how fucked up it is with vines, but I really don't know. It's very hard to tell. Yeah, that's fine. I wonder how I will fare against... I mean, the thing is that this is a very regular needle game, so I don't think that there needs to be any other test. I mean, there could be a test with shit like avoidances, but when it comes to needle, there's probably no better game to test it than this one, to see how I generally will fare with keyboard in fan games. So it seems that the answer is not that differently, unless vines are involved. If vines are involved, it clearly becomes a different story. Like a completely different story. Choco Choco keyboard versus gamepad. Well, Choco Choco is a game that will actually be a lot faster with keyboard, yeah. I don't know if Terrible Choco Choco is a different game. It might be. What I know is that the original will actually be faster with yeah, I don't know what that game is, if it's a different one. We'll have to check. So I don't know if the original Choco Choco is already what it is. One I imagine one called Terrible. It's the same thing, but the vines are closer. Well, in that case, keyboard will most likely be faster. Because the thing about keyboard is that you can hold a direction screen, a direction key while you are spamming the other one, and you're also holding a jump. With gamepad you can hold jump, but what you cannot do, unless you use the analog as well at the same time, is hold one direction and press the other one. That's something you cannot do. You will have to hold the analog to the right and then the D-pad to the left. You can't do that in this one because the vines are way too close. Oh really? Well, I don't know how you will do it. Yeah, I guess in that case it will be a matter of testing it out. See how it will go. I have no clue. You just have to mash the hell out of left and right. Well, that is also most likely easier in keyboard. I mean, you can do it with gamepad, but I feel like gamepad will take... I mean, from a technical perspective, you take longer with gamepad, assuming frame perfect inputs, because to go from left to right, there has to be one frame that goes neutral. While with keyboard, assuming that you mash perfectly, you can do left and then right immediately, without any frame in between. So, considering that, it will be... I think it will be easier in keyboard. But I think that also applies to most things in fun games. Like, so far the only exception that I've seen is full champs, which are most likely easier with the gamepad. But I think that everything else is probably easier in keyboard. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's obviously meant to be using keyboard, with keyboard. Most people use keyboard as well. This checkpoint is busting my balls right now. It really is. But yeah. I mean, the only way to tell if this was faster with keyboard than it will be with gamepad is to start from the checkpoint that I started today and do that with gamepad and see how far I can get. Because otherwise, this game is so unbalanced that you can have a room that super fucks you up and then have another one that is a lot easier. So I think charging it this way is not a smart idea. So now that I have a... what if you tried like a very hard needle save with keyboard and gamepad? I mean, I don't think that will be very natural. It will have to be a regular... will have to be a regular level, I feel. I know, I can see how far I get, but... I feel like it will be anti-natural. Like, I will have to like replay a fun game that I already played with the gamepad a long time ago, so it's a fun game that I don't remember, and see how I do that. Well, in fact, it would be actually a fun game that I didn't play that long ago, that I kinda fucked up, because you were supposed to get a boss item at the end of a level, and I didn't, and I had to redo the whole thing, and I also didn't do that because fuck doing that shit. If I were to replay that game, I would try it with keyboard and see how it goes. I don't see much of a reason to replay that game, honestly. Essentially, replaying a game that I already played will probably be the best way to tell. And as I say, better yet if it's a game that's been a long time ago, so like the memory cannot carry me, or at least not carry me too hard. Although the interesting thing is that the games that I played the longest time ago essentially are games that I play with keyboard. If we're talking about fun games that I played 4 or 5 years ago, I play them with keyboard. So it wouldn't make any difference. Just that I guess I play them with a worse keyboard, and when I also was worse at fun games. But yeah, wouldn't help the comparison. You see, for example, Not Another Needle game is a game I would be curious to see how I could beat it now, but I beat that game with keyboard. It was one of the first fun games I played after all, so you know. I don't know how to do that jump, dude. I mean, I got to the vine once, so I did it once, but I cannot do it now. And it makes sense, because it's a fucking shitty ass jump, but holy fuck, dude. Why are you like this? Just why? For what reason? Okay. I thought that the first checkpoint that I started the stream with today will take the longest, but no. It seems it will be this one. Just like that. But man, except for like 2 or maybe even 1 checkpoint, all of the checkpoints today have been painful. Like this guy, either I'm just not getting used to keyboard at all, or this guy went a little bit overboard on these floors. I mean, maybe it's a bit of both. Just a little bit of both. Damn it, dude. Well, another thing I should bring back if I want to play fun games again with keyboard is one of the one of the auto hotkey scripts that I have, because this game has you can remap keys, but there are a lot of games where you cannot even do that. You have to use the default arrows and shift, so I need to use an auto hotkey script. There is no other way to play them. But if I were to play with arrows, like, I would play the worst possible. Like, that's something that I wouldn't get used to unless I keep at it for a while. So for those cases, it will be very necessary to get the script. Thankfully, I mean, I should have it stored somewhere. I mean, not like it's very hard to do either. But yeah. Well, a lot of fan games don't even have a built-in function to go full screen, so you also have to use borderless gaming in those cases. That's something that I remember being a pain in the ass for a lot of fan games, that you cannot simply turn them on and expect them to work. Or rather, they work, but they don't work the way you want them to. You have to bring in the tools. Wow, I can't stop dying to the top spikes now. That's pretty neat. And I don't know why. I mean, honestly, those type of inverted champs are trash no matter what, but it's so confusing, because you feel like if you champ any lower, you will hit the bottom spike. They just feel so unnatural to do. There you go. Jesus Christ, fuck this checkpoint. And then we go into a diamond, of course. I mean, at least it's a diamond that you do from the bottom, but like, come on, dude. Alright. I mean, at least it's the first jump in the checkpoint, and the checkpoint itself is not extremely long, but still. I was seeing the rest of the checkpoint and has some interesting stuff. By interesting, I mean fucked up, but that's a given. Yeah, at least we are out of the corner champ hill. Imagine if it wasn't a nerf corner champ and it was an actual corner champ. Okay, that champ has to be done from the very bottom. Because you gotta perfectly go through that gap without hitting the ceiling. Then you also have some messed up shit here. Pretty sure you are supposed to jump down here. But I have a feeling that this jump should be possible as well, doing it from here. I'm not that sure actually. Because when you jump from here, like, you're gonna be around this point. Well, I guess being around that point is quite different from being around this point. So you probably do need to go to the bottom and jump, but yeah, it's one of those things that I can't tell just by looking. Like, it's the kind of thing that will require trial and error. Huh. Okay. Nice, team. I did that on the first try. That's crazy. I'm doing some very smooth moves with keyboard. I'm actually surprised. Like, there are some little, like, very small movements that you need to do here in the air for a lot of this. And I'm surprised that I'm doing them on the first try with keyboard. Oh, wait a second, that's already the warp? Wait, really? That doesn't look that hard to do. Am I missing something? I mean, I know that those are usually famous last words, but that ending doesn't look hard at all. But maybe it is. I mean, these first two jumps are not hard. They are the kind of thing that are precise, but not to a painful degree. And then this last jump, I almost got it. I guess that's the thing. One of those jumps that you will always be pretty close to getting it, but will be hard. But only one way to find out. As always. Was this the right align to do this? No, right? No, the right align for walk-off, okay. I always get it confused. The right align for spike walk-off is 32 pixels collision behind the spike. But behind the spike here, not in like a wall behind the spike. I mean, it's one of those things that I'm explaining like shit, but I think that you probably get the point. Like, this will be the right align for this walk-off. But for this one, the right align will be if there was no wall here and you have the wall down here and you hit it from the right. Yeah, behind the block. Basically, behind the block that the spike is on, that's the right align to walk off. So that means that we have to do a super small jump into, I guess that's the difficulty from that. Like doing that super small jump into the then double jump to the portal. Maybe that's the challenging thing. The align the block is on is second best. The spike align is the worst. Okay, yeah, I understand. That's crazy to me. Because to me it's already hard to tell what's the proper best align, but being able to tell what's the second best align is a little bit beyond my capabilities. Yeah, for being closer to the edge. Those are the kind of things that I cannot tell, and it makes sense. Like when you get to one of the screens in my fan game of Bunker, you will know exactly why I'm not well versed with aligns. But yeah, I hope you don't quit when you get to that screen. because that almost made Echo quit. I mean, he kinda quit, but then he saw Draenor getting it, and it was like... Yeah. Draenor was the beacon of hope. Oh, you can also jump in between those two spikes, but that seems hard. Nice. Yeah, that checkpoint was nothing compared to the previous two. Well, to the previous one before the previous one, essentially. And this is the final screen of this zone, so we will see how it goes. But yeah, if my memory serves me right, according to one of the reviews of this game, this should be the last hard screen until you get to room 90. Which means that we will have 20 rooms of not that much ballbustery. But yeah, that's assuming the review is right, which I don't know. I'm dying here like a moron. This isn't that hard to line up, but I guess it's easier from here. Yeah, I think it is. Alright. Well, we have some more Vine bullshit as expected. I feel like that's a little bit fucked up, dude. Like, I'm not an expert at this, but I feel like you probably need to jump from the vine from the lowest point possible and then double jump to the left, and then you have to do an F jump if that wasn't enough, but yeah, that one vine there, yeah, it has to be from the lowest point possible, there is no doubt about it. But yeah, good luck finding that lowest point possible and also maintaining the composure for the rest. Though at the same time, if you manage to release the jump button immediately, no, even releasing it immediately is not enough if you are not close enough to the bottom. Because if you're able to jump even around here, just moving a little bit to the right and doing a double jump should be enough to get to the next platform, you know? Yeah, like right there, if I had held the jump for less time, it probably would have worked. But it's still something so fast. At least the good thing is that you know that lines here are irrelevant because you need to hit that vine, and by hitting a vine you already get the align from that wall. So it's not a matter of what align, it's a matter of what height and what jump strength, I guess. It could be worse. Yeah, you can do something like that. Like, even with how short that jump was, it should be possible. You need to go more to the right and also being very accurate with the double jump. Now that water jump not letting me progress. Huh. You're also supposed to shampoo on that vine. Unlike what you just did. That ain't gonna work. Alright. Unfortunately, that F-Champ, I couldn't. But the strategy is exactly as I thought it would be. Nice. Team, that was probably on the very last pixel possible. Alright. Well, nice way to start the checkpoint with a double diagonal. Well, double, technically triple, since you will have to fall down there, though I think that you can. Well, I don't know if that's a setup, maybe not. We'll have to check. No, it's not a setup. You will have to fall from higher. Not like it's hard to line it up, but once you do that, you zigzag, double jump here, and then okay. It kinda looks fucked up, but at the same time not so much. I hope that I'm not wrong. I might be very wrong, but... Oh wait, hold up, I was wrong actually. You're supposed to not double jump here, you double jump here to land on this one, and then you double jump on the other side of that triangle. Yeah, my bad. Regardless, you have to hold the jump until you get close enough to that other platform. But we will see how it goes. Also, need to understand that using a keyboard is pretty different in the fact that you are putting the stress on your wrists. I will probably buy one of those things that let you, you know, that let you hold your wrists. You know those products, kinda like mousepad, but instead of a mousepad, it's only for a wrist. We'll get some Neptunia official merchandise. No, it's fine. That wouldn't be very appropriate. This actually has to be a super low double jump because of this. And then this spike here is a little bit mean, honestly. You didn't have to put that there. There was no need at all. It seems you really wanted it. Well, honestly, without that spike there, that jump will be quite... I mean, relatively easy. It's just that it's not like the checkpoint ends there, so... making that jump easy wouldn't be a bad thing at all. Promise that at least I landed. The following jumps, I mean the one with that doesn't look, with that triangle in the bottom doesn't look that hard. The last jump of the checkpoint looks evil. A little bit. Just a little bit evil. Okay, that last one has to be a full champ. I didn't realize that. At most you can land here, and if you do a small jump you're gonna hit the mini spike, so... The one that you have to regulate seems like it's the first jump, but the second one have to be a full one. The hard part about doing the second one a full jump is this spike here. That won't make it easy, but we will see. Bro, that's the second time you die like that. How you don't walk that much? How you tell those little feet of you to not get so excited when you land there? That would be nice. I'm also doing that first jump a lot shorter than I should. You have more leeway and you need to use it. I am doing it very short. All I hope is that that review is right, and after this, until the last screens, or I mean until before the last screens, the game becomes easier. And that was a full jump, but I mean it has to be a full jump. If you stop the jump before this, like, you don't want to get hit by this, right? So you stop it before it, there is zero chance you get past the mini spikes. So it has to be a full jump no matter what. But at that point it will have to be a full jump where you get past that one top spike. I don't know how that will be, but we will see. Also, wonder what other games I could play with a keyboard, like. I mean, that I'm currently playing with gamepad, because I play some games, well, whenever I play shooters, which is not very often. I mean, lately I'm playing Warframe, so obviously I use mouse and keyboard to play a game like that. But if I was a game that I play with gamepad, what would it be? I guess I say shoot 'em ups. I could go back to trying Touhou on keyboard and see how that goes. Yeah, that could be a cool idea for the next weeks. Damn, but this jump is gonna haunt me so badly. Seems like you need to line up the character like right in the edge and somehow not do a double jump immediately. There you go, nice. Alright, yeah, I'm not a fan of lining up, which is the reason why I didn't bother doing it. Like, to me, this sort of jumps, instead of being on the last pixel and then try to jump, to me the easiest thing you can do is go by running and then champ. Because otherwise you kinda have to press the direction and champ on the same frame, and that's way harder than simply having like holding the direction and then press champ. What do we have here? A bunch of these platform champs. That's not the hard part. Actually, this doesn't look that hard at all. Surely. It's fine. I would even say that that champ after the 2 water champs is probably the hardest one. Well, I mean, the water champs themselves are a little bit annoying too. Fox. Almost. So I gotta be careful not to jump too high here because of this spike. Actually, this jump is kinda tricky. If it wasn't for this spike, it wouldn't be. Okay. Gotta do some shit. If you can get used pressing them at the same time, it's more consistent. Yeah, that could be the case. It's just that, well, I mean, there is a screen in my fan game that kinda requires you to do that. And I remember it being a screen that didn't cost me too much to beat, because I simply did that, run and jump. When Echo tried it, he did that. He did going to the last pixel and try to press them on the same frame, and he struggled a lot. Like, he had to use a trick that I don't even remember how it's called or what it even does. That is something like pressing both shifts at the same time to give you more leeway or something. But to me, not doing it that way and doing it by running was way easier. So I don't know if it's more consistent, but I guess it depends. Maybe it is more consistent. Hard to tell. For me, I didn't even attempt doing it that way, but seeing Echo attempt it and struggling so much doing it that way made me think that it's easier to run off, but yeah, I don't know. Well, you will probably see what screen I'm talking about when you get there. But yeah. It could depend on the champ, that's true. Maybe those specific champs in my fan game were better suited for running, but you will see when you get there. And when you get there, I personally recommend you to run off and not try to pixel perfect, to same frame champ. I will recommend you that. But yeah, I don't know. I really hope that screen doesn't make you quit the game though. If you were able to get to the 5th area, you already have a lot more tenacity than more people will have. Because I feel like the big majority of people that play that game quit on the 2nd area. The one with the water. I think most people quit there. But even people that get past that one, I heard of someone that quit on the 3rd one. And then if you make it past the 3rd one, there are some screens on the 4th one, mainly the gate one, that could potentially make you quit as well. So it's one of those things that if you were able to make it to the 5th zone, I think that there are not many things that could make you stop yet. But you will probably be able to see most of the game, I will say. The high jump gates got me stuck for a bit, yeah. That's one of the things that I gotta admit that I knew what I was doing. Differently from some other checkpoints that are unintentionally very hard, that one was intentionally hard. Like that one I knew how fucked up what I was doing was, and I still decided to leave it there. And I mostly got the confidence for when I last tested the game. Like I tested the game, obviously, like the whole game from zero, and I could beat that screen in like 6 minutes or something like that. So I was like, yeah, it's not that bad. Because other screens in the same area also took me around 5 to 6 minutes. One of them even 9 minutes. So taking that into account, I was like, sure, might as well leave it there. But yeah, I do agree that that's a screen that is fucked up. It is fucked up no matter how little it might have taken me to beat it. Because it feels like RNG. You are barely in control of your character there. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's not RNG, but I'm trying to say that controlling your character there is very hard. And you know that I've been thinking of trying to make more difficulties. And by more difficulties, I obviously mean easier difficulties. So more people can play the game. Because I want more people to play the game, but if I want that, I need to make it accessible to more people, because I cannot pretend someone like Yannick to be able to fully beat the game. Like, I just cannot. So I wanna make like this is something that I say now because I'm not actually doing it, so it's something that I'm probably not gonna end up doing. But I want to do 4 more difficulties. One that is simply a nerf version of the one that is right now, which will still be something more more target towards experienced players. Then doing a version with more checkpoints, also with those nerfs included, but in a way that people that even if they play fun games, they might still not be that good at Needle, so they can have an easier time. Another version that is aimed at beginner to fun games like Yannick, so that way he might struggle a little bit, but he will definitely be able to beat it if he wants to do it. And then I want, maybe this last one I'm not gonna end up doing it, but I've been thinking of a version that is for people that don't play games at all. Like a version for people that are just not used to the hand-eye coordination that you need to play games. There will be a version that will be essentially like it wouldn't have any hard jump at all. Like all the jumps will be extremely easy to do. But I don't know if I wanna do that, because these are I wanna be the guy fun games. Like nobody that doesn't already know what he's doing will be playing this. So I probably wouldn't do that difficulty, but I feel like the other 3 will be neat to have and will be a way that people that know of the game will be able to play it if they want, even if they are not good at fun games, which is very different from what it's out today. Of course, I will also keep the original difficulty, because like that's the reason why I say I don't like updates in games, because updates in games usually like permanently change the stuff that was available earlier. So I want to leave the original difficulty completely untouched. So if anyone is interested in that, you can still play it. But add those other difficulties. As I say, that's something that I'm saying now. I probably won't do it, but it's an idea I have. Because it's necessary if you want more people to play your game. You have to make it easier. Well, making it better will also, you know, a better game overall will probably also be a thing that attracts people more as well. But you gotta start at least from, you know, correcting stuff that is overly hard when you didn't intend it to be that hard. That will be the first step, and then we could talk about the other difficulties. Obviously, all of that still won't guarantee that more people will play it, but at the very least, if someone wants to play it, they should be able to not only play it but finish it. Assuming they pick the appropriate difficulty, that is. It's not like it will be hard to do. It will just take time because it will be duplicating every single room and then doing the changes, and then obviously handing them over to someone to test them, because it's a little bit useless to try to make an easier difficulty aim at, you know, people that might play differently if you test them yourself. You will need to have those people tested. So yeah. That's a shame. That's a full double jump. It shouldn't be hard to do. You could just have like spike objects that disappear when the mode is selected in the same room. Spike objects that disappear, yeah, that I feel like it's the hard way of doing it though. Especially if you want to do multiple difficulties. To me, it will be clearly easier to duplicate the screens and just do the changes. Like, it will be even more time consuming if I make triggers and all that shit. Like, to me, it will be a lot easier to duplicate rooms. It's just that there are a lot of rooms to duplicate, and if I do multiple difficulties, you gotta do that multiple times. That shouldn't affect the size of the game either, not by much. You know that a room in itself is very small in bytes. Because a room is essentially like a blueprint that tells you how the room should look. Like, that's what the room object is. Like, you're not actually storing every single spike, you're simply storing how those spikes should be laid out. So it wouldn't be a problem. Just make the object and replace the spikes you want gone in easy mode. Yeah, but like, that's the thing. It wouldn't be that easy for two reasons. First of all, it wouldn't be only one difficulty, it will be multiple. But even then, there are changes that are simply not removing spikes or adding checkpoints. There are changes that are making collisions bigger, or just outright completely changing how collisions are arranged. Like, some screens will probably look completely different as well. They wouldn't, well, I wouldn't go as far as to say they will not resemble the original at all. Some of them will look very different. So I personally think that it will be easier to duplicate and then edit. If you ask me, it will be easier that way. But as I said, it will still be very time consuming, because aside from duplicating everything, you also gotta make sure that you balance it well. In that case, it might be a better idea. Because yeah, like the changes won't be that simple. Especially because there are some, well, I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, but the screen I was talking about earlier, I mean, removing some spikes will make it easier, but it's a screen that it's about changing the collisions if you want to make it truly easier. Yes, you can also add checkpoints in every single place, but if you ask me, a better way of balancing that will be making the collisions bigger. So for that, duplicating is the best way to do it. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Like, at this point, thinking of what will be my next project, if I even have a next project, I don't think it will even be a fun game. It will probably, like, I will try to get used to Unity and see what I can do with that. Not fun game related, I mean something completely different. Hopefully something fully original as well. But yeah. And if it was something fun game related, it also probably wouldn't be working on that game. It will be probably trying to do another fun game. I don't know, because like that's the thing. Those are the kind of things that you probably would want to do if there was a demand of people that were like, hey, I wanna play your game, but it's fucking hard. Fucking hard and fucking me hard, right? So, can you make it easier, right? Like that sort of stuff. But I don't think that's the case. I think that, I mean, it will benefit people like Wasabi to play something that is not as fucked up, but I don't think that is something that will garner too much interest. And when it comes to me, it's not like I really need to make the game easier. So at that point, fuck. What I will be doing will be exclusively for other people. So yeah. I don't know if it's gonna be something worth to do. Maybe I could just add one difficulty and that's it. Like, I don't have to add 4 or 3 or whatever. Just add one with a lot of nerves and also a lot more checkpoints. I think that could work out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there will be that many people interested in that. I guess it will be a good start. But as I said before, I don't know if doing that will be a better idea than simply moving on to another project. Because it's not like this one is unfinished. This one is finished. It's just that it could also be better. But you could say that about everything. You could say that about every game. So yeah. That's why I don't know what I want to do. For now though, related to my fun game, what I will do no matter what is in February 4th I'm gonna play it on stream. So it will be 1 month since I released it, like exactly 1 month. So yeah, I will play it on stream there. After that, I don't know. We'll have to think about it. Hard to tell. But yeah. I feel like I want to try Unity though. Wanna see if I can make my something cool in Unity or not. I also know there are a lot of people that have something to say about Unity. Some bad things to say, I mean. And those are things that I wouldn't know until I see them myself. Because with Game Maker, after making that fun game, I know a lot about the bad things of Game Maker and why it might be a bad idea to use it for anything other than fun games. But with Unity, I can't believe it. With Unity, I wouldn't know until I see it. Really can't believe that killed me. How did it even manage to kill me? Yeah, that last champ is very awkward. Not sure what the right setup is, what the right strat is. I know that for the champ before, you get a full champ a little bit lower. Something like that, but even better. Which is very messed up, but it's fine. At least if I manage to beat this God-forsaken checkpoint, we're gonna be out of this zone. But the only problem is that since I don't have headphones, I wouldn't be able to hear the net zone music, but it's something that I could check in the VOD. I cannot do that jump. Damn. I really cannot. Bro. Maybe I underestimated that jump. There you go, Jesus Christ. Okay. I wanna see if the song is loud though. I mean, you let me know. It doesn't seem like it's loud, but since I'm not hearing it, it's impossible to tell outside of looking at OBS thingy. If it's too loud, let me know. I don't even know what song it is. Unfortunately, visually, this song doesn't seem very different than the previous one. I mean, it has a better background though. At least I like it more. But we will see. It could be the slightest bit quieter. Okay. Will it be fine like that? Well, it's something that's probably gonna take some time to get analyzed. Okay. I don't know. So this first checkpoint already looks long. It probably looks long precisely because it doesn't have too much hard stuff. But that's something that I'm saying too early. I think that's good, nice. Well, thanks. I'm gonna try to remember it for next time, but I don't know when the next time on this game is gonna be though. That's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it will be after I play my fun game, which will mean that it will be at least 3 weeks from now, approximately. That's a little bit too much, but as I say before, the victory condition for the keyboard here was being able to get past that zone, and that's exactly what I did. So this is already a victory for the keyboard. So hey, GG's for the keyboard. I guess that outside of my fun game, it might be a good idea to go back to playing fun games on keyboard now that this keyboard is actually good instead of the shit I was using. So that might be something I might do from now on. And I also want to play Echo's fun game. Well, play and beat Echo's fun game. To the point that I don't know if I should play it from the beginning. It's not like I beat that many screens, but probably beating it from the beginning is not the brightest idea. But that will also be a way to test how good keyboard is versus gamepad. I personally feel. It's just that it's a game that I play relatively soon, but it's also a game where remembering what to do I don't think is as important as the execution. Just like most Echo fun games, they are very execution heavy, so even knowing what to do won't save you that much. I feel like playing it from the beginning with keyboard, it might be a mistake, but at the same time, I feel like my previous showing with gamepad, at least in the Vine section, well, the last screen of the Vine section, was so pathetic that I feel like I just want to do it all over again. But we will see. I also think that that's a way to check if the difference is a lot better. Now, what the fuck is going on here? Is this zigzag even possible? Well, it has to be, but damn. Look at this shit. Like, you jump left and then right left immediately, but this is super hard to do. Or at least it looks super hard. It really does. And then the rest is essentially a choke check. The following jumps are not that hard. It seems that review that say that the game became easier after room 70, I either made it up, which is possible, or it's full of shit, because this doesn't feel that much easier than what came before. Well, not for me anyways. For someone good at Needle, maybe it's a lot easier. I don't know. Just that water jump, that second water jump is ultra fucked up. It is what it is. It happens. Too high. 71 at least it's looking closer. Looking closer, but it's still far. I'm just so perplexed that a game like this is not rated higher in difficulty. I feel like this is at 70 at minimum. For me, this is close to 75. Okay, that's the reason, well, one of the reasons why I don't like reviewing, because my opinion on difficulty, especially for needle or avoidances, is very different than the usual. So to me a game like this is way harder than 65. But most people agree that it's there on 65. I mean, obviously you can always give your opinion regardless of how different it is from the rest, but I'd rather not. Remember that I'm a fun game tourist. I'm a tourist. Don't worry too much about it. Yeah, I think that jumping right away when you land on the water is the best thing you can do. If you actually get into the water and try to stay there, you're just gonna kill yourself. I mean, not if you do it in small jumps, but it's not worth it. Needle and avoidance difficulty ratings tend to be a little bit messed up, yeah. Yeah, and that's because people that are not into those don't tend to play them. That's the thing. People that that play fun games normally, or by normally I mean that mostly play adventure fun games and nothing else, or easy needle fun games. They tend to get scared when they see a big number, myself included. So usually, since they don't play, they don't even rate. So that's why when the people that are very good at it rate it, they will rate it lower, and the average will always be lower than it probably should be. Because you should have a specialist playing that stuff. So it's essentially something that for someone that is not a specialist, you will probably have to add 15 points to both needle and avoidances. My fun game, the only rating that has a difficulty, they gave it a 75 of difficulty. And that's pretty high, but as I say, I think that if you're a keyboard player, it's understandable that it's that high. But I don't know. I mean, it all depends on what you compare it to. If this game is a 65, my fun game has to be a 65 too, at most. But yeah, one day I might also just play my fun game with keyboard. I mean, maybe for the 1 year anniversary, play it with keyboard and see how it feels. For the 1 month, well, anniversary. If it's a month, it's not an anniversary, but for the 1 month thingy, just play it with the gamepad as I tested it and everything. And for the 1 year, play it in keyboard and see how much people suffer. Yeah, the month-iversary, correct. That's assuming I'm still streaming in a year. I mean, so far every time that I say if I'm still streaming at its moment, every time it has been the case. Like, I never stop. I mean, to the point that I essentially have like a 2 year and 3 month daily streak of streaming. So I never really stop streaming, but you never know. At some point, you are just like, nope, I'm done. I'm gonna become a hermit. start walking the streets with a flute, eating from grass, well, eating grass more than from. Just become a hermit. Fuck technology and all that shit. Yeah. I don't think I will do that, but I feel that if I stop streaming at some point, I will probably want to dedicate it to make a video game. And differently from this fun game that I only dedicated like a relatively small amount of time every day, I will actually dedicate a lot of time every day. But that's a very dangerous thing to do in terms of motivation. Because it's the kind of thing that when you take so long to do something, if you don't manage to finish it, that's a very big blow to motivation. Especially if you stop doing something just to do that, that's even worse. Here in this fun game, even if I didn't release it, I mean, no, it will still be a lot of time invested, so it will have felt bad, but not as bad as stopping doing something and then not even finishing what you are doing anyways. I don't think that's a problem for me though. For me, I think I have enough discipline to, even if I don't feel like finishing something, I'll still finish it. I think I have enough discipline to make that happen. Cancel rate? I don't know what you mean by cancel rate, but sure. We still going Snedman. Alright. Too early, I think, on that second champ. Like, I hit this thing too early. So this is still messed up. This is a nerf diagonal. But it's a nerf diagonal that requires you to essentially hold right. Though I think you actually have a lot of leeway. Oh, on the new keyboard? Well, I don't know about that. How will I know that? You gotta understand that I'm not a very technical person, so I'm not sure how I will even know what the cancel rate is. All I can tell you is that these keys are Outemu red switches that have 45 well, I don't know what that unit is even, but I'm assuming grams of actuation force. That's what I know. What the cancel rate is, I have no clue, because I don't even know what the cancel rate even means. So, sorry that I cannot answer your question, but what I can tell you though is that I find them comfortable. Which, yeah, I know that that's not a lot of information, but yeah, you gotta understand that aside from not being very technical with this sort of stuff, as in that I am ignorant, you also gotta understand that I'm also not very good at fun games, so even knowing something like that wouldn't change the way I play too much, because I'm just not that good. I just do what I can, but yeah. With 2 shift keys you can do cancels and stuff, and it can be harder depending on your keyboard. Oh, I think that's what Echo mentioned. No, actually no, it was Norton that mentioned it. It say that if you press 1 shift key, then you release it and press the other one at the same time, you will do a cancel that will allow the kid to do a 1 frame jump. And that is something that depends on the keyboard. Yeah, okay. Well, look, here's the thing. A technique like that, I'm never gonna do it. So it's something that I wouldn't be able to test. So yeah. I really wouldn't go for something like that. Like, this needle game is a needle game that doesn't require that much precision compared to stuff that I know exists. So for something like that, you don't need that. And regardless of if you need it or not, like, I struggle with this game despite the fact that it's supposedly not that precise. So I think that doing that sort of one frame cancel is completely beyond my capabilities. It's kind of like, I mean, I always put parallel with fighting games. I don't know why, because probably a lot of people here don't play it, but I think it's a good analogy. It's like asking someone that is not very good at fighting games if they have a frame trap setup. Frame traps is not that like they are an extremely complex concept, but it's something that unless you're an advanced player, you're not gonna do. Or if you ask them, hey, how are your Kara cancels? Yeah, Kara cancels are also something that unless you're an advanced player, you're not gonna do them. And even if you try doing them, they are extremely hard to do. So essentially, yeah, asking about that one frame trick is kind of like the examples I just gave. Unless you're playing like short and precise stuff, even until like 85 difficulty needle, you don't need it. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be doing that, so it doesn't affect me. I mean, look, if at some point I become good enough at fun games, that kind of stuff will be required on the fun games I play, I probably wouldn't even be using this keyboard, in the sense that by the time I get good enough to do that, I probably will have already had to change keyboard, because that wouldn't happen in years. Because it's not like I play fun games every day. And even then I doubt that it will even happen in years. I don't see it happening at all. But yeah. But it's not, that's not something that I say that it's not gonna happen because I'm not capable. No, it's not gonna happen simply because I don't want to play super precise stuff. Which is kind of ironic playing this game, but I know how fucked up shit can get with Needle, and this is nothing compared to that, so yeah. Good luck with Needle, thanks. How is it going, low poly? Well, so far, I will say that this keyboard has been doing some nice stuff today. Unfortunately, I'm currently stuck in this checkpoint, so it's very hard to show you how nice this keyboard is working, but it did some very nice stuff. But yeah, this checkpoint is costing me quite a while. Quite a bit, quite a while, whatever. But yeah, it's costing me to beat it. Well, to just beat this checkpoint, I don't even know how the other checkpoints of this floor are gonna be. Yeah, I've been stuck here for a while. I hope that I can at least beat this checkpoint today. I mean, it's always a pain in the ass when you've been on a checkpoint for a very long time and you still cannot beat it by the end of the stream. unless it's a checkpoint that is known for being super hard, like let's say a boss from an adventure game like Soulgreen, I guess. Yeah, sure, but this is not that. Team, this champ is so fucking fucked up. I think I did it too early again, but where do you want me to do it? Him. I'm not sure if I should delay the champ more, or if I should make the champ shorter, or maybe a combination of both. But that's not the first time I died there, and the first time that I died, I did it in the exact same way that what happened there. So I gotta go for another strat, but damn. It's such a tight champ for being the very last champ, but as I keep saying, this game is full of that. This game is so full of hard champs on the very last champ of a checkpoint. And I mean, that one is not like it's super hard, but it's not easy enough. I mean, the hardest thing about this checkpoint is this part. When you go to the vine, land here, and then zigzag to this platform, those things are very hard to do. But yeah, if to that you add at the end a jump like that, it will take a while. Not much point in complaining, though. I do need to come up with a better strategy. That is for sure. Really, dude? Man. I don't know if jumping from there is a good idea though, because it feels like the spike that is on the top left won't allow you to go too far. So if you start from very far into the left, you're most likely gonna get hit by that. Going to sleep now. Alright, have a good night, Opanker, and thanks for hanging out. I just hope I get out of this checkpoint, that's all I want. For now. Nice. Okay, there you go. See? You just needed I just needed your good luck. Well, at least we're out of that. On to the next problem. But yeah, at least that one is done. Now, this checkpoint also has both water and a vine. And the interesting thing is that the last one doesn't have either. Like, it has only, well, quote-unquote regular champs. As regular as they get, I guess. So yeah, not very regular, but you get the point. Well, I will say that if I manage to beat this floor today, it's a good place to stop. Only if I manage to beat it. I mean, if I don't, I will have to stop sooner, but yeah. The positioning of that water parch is a little bit evil. Well, I mean, the positioning... No, the positioning on the vine could be worse, but... This second champ, where you have that spike right above you, and then the water in that shitty ass position there, those are a real problem. And the vine seems like it will also be quite precise, because you double champ, you have to hold the champ until here, but you can get hit at many times. And then what the hell is this champ? I actually don't know how to do this one. You probably are supposed to do a super short champ from between these two spikes, but then... See, this is what I mean. This is essentially the last champ of the checkpoint. And at least at first sight, it looks way harder than any of the other champs. Even harder than the water champ, which is already saying something. It's fine. Also, another thing that happens with keyboard, since I'm so used to controller, is that the hand that I use to move the character, which is the left one because I use WASD, that hand is getting quite tired. But yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's also the hand that I used to tap when I used to play Osu. So that hand is just probably permanently fucked thanks to Osu, which is pretty funny. Many cases of Osu players permanently fucking up their hands. So in this case it's only a matter of like it getting tired, not something that prevents me from moving from the beginning. Comparatively, the right hand is not doing badly at all. Okay, that probably has to be a full champ, but then... Not the first time that there is a water champ like that one, but still... Okay, that has to be a full champ, but then... I'm assuming that it's a full champ from the very bottom of the vines, cause otherwise there is no way to make it to the other side. Like, there is just no way. Every single champ on this checkpoint just looks hard. And I mean, it's only four champs. I mean, not counting double champs. I mean, it's... You essentially land 4 times. So... Taking that into account is not a long checkpoint, but man, every single champ is hard. Some harder than others, but like, it fucks you up in every one of them. This one in particular, I don't know what it is about it, but it's costing me quite a bit. I understand the other one, well, the other ones, especially the second one, but this first one shouldn't be that hard. So the second, like the double champ, has to be a full champ. That's the easiest way to do it, probably. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, but it's not over yet. Then you have this shit. Like, again, this is one of those champs that if you told me at first sight, if this is possible, I'll tell you no, this champ is not possible. But it is, obviously. But how? Like, you have to champ in between these two no matter what, but then the next champ has to be very short. Because if you bonk your head, I don't think that you're making it. I mean, it's already hard to land in between the two, well, land, to basically be in between the two spikes without dying, but also to then later do another very precise champ. That's some fucked up shit. Getting back to that champ. Alright. Well, at least that was a better attempt than the previous one, but still died. Yeah, I don't know, that champ is fucked. I mean, at least the checkpoint ends there, but it better end there. Might as well end there. Yeah, like, that's what you're supposed to do, but without hitting your head. So it's such a precise champ that I don't know how this guy thought it was a good idea to make it the last champ in the checkpoint. That's so fucked. If it was the first champ, it would still be fucked up, but not as fucked up as being the last one. Well, it is what it is. Really curious to later on hear how this song sounds like. Will be nice. I will, but not yet. And I feel so dumb for not consistently getting this first champ, because it doesn't even look that hard. Or at least not as hard as the following ones, but it's fucking me up so badly. And that champ is gonna be extremely hard. Give me, dude. Just why do you gotta be like this? There you go, Tim. And the worst part is that I almost fell on that double champ, this one. And I don't even know why. I guess I didn't want to risk, though you can technically, yeah, you can die there. If you champ from here, if you do it from here, you don't, but yeah, it's okay, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that I didn't die. Alright, so, I mean, it would probably be a good idea to end the stream here, but if I can beat this floor, that would be great. So at least I want to just see how messed up this next checkpoint is. I mean, as I say before, it's a checkpoint with no vines and no water, so this is pure needle. This is needle of the purest variation. But yeah. Let me check the rest. I don't think it looks that hard, but we will see. I mean, I think the difficulty of this checkpoint is mostly that there are a lot of champs within it. So it's kind of like your failure rate becomes higher exponentially, but yeah, even the last champ doesn't look that hard. It's mostly just getting past a bunch of champs on the same attempt. That's where the difficulty comes from, not the individual champs themselves. So this might be a checkpoint I can beat now or not, but I feel like I can. Well, I mean, if I end up taking a long time, I guess I'll stop, but we will see. Come on, that one champ, I know that it's not trivial, but it shouldn't be costing you this much. Yeah, that one seems fucked up because there is a lot of jittering that you have to do. Like you have to, like you cannot move straight left. You need to very slowly move left and have the accuracy to land here. And well, then the problem is that what comes afterwards is not hard, but it's a choke check that comes after a hard champ. It's fine. Could be worse. That was a dumb death. I think that of all the champs, that's the easiest one. I did it too early. So honestly, the easiest one is probably the second champ. This one, yeah, that one is probably the easiest jump. I guess the other one will be the second easiest. This shouldn't be that big of a deal. And now watch as I get stuck here for the next half an hour. Will be interesting, though I hope not. I don't wanna end the stream too late. I mean, that's the thing. I don't wanna end the stream too late. I also don't wanna end it without beating this floor. And that one time I did the opposite that I did before, which is pressing it too much to the left instead of too little. Well, surely that means that the next attempt is gonna be not too much and not too little, of course, right? Should be. Yeah, that second to last jump is a problem. It clearly is the hardest jump in the checkpoint. Even that one with the diagonal and landing in between two spikes is not as bad. Okay, that's something I needed to check. You can actually die to a full jump there. I mean, I guess it's kinda obvious. Yeah, it actually, well, I wouldn't say it's obvious, to me at least. But it's good to know. So you have to not do a full jump. And then the second one can be a full jump, I guess. So there's also some spikes on top that will stop you from doing it, so I don't know. Unfortunately, it seems that I will have to end the stream without beating this floor, I guess. This doesn't seem like it will take a trivial amount of time. It could, but it also seems like the sort of checkpoint that could take me a very long time to beat. It's very hard to tell, but I think that for my own sake I should finish this next time. I mean, whenever that next time is. Yeah, that second to last jump pisses me off to no end. I mean, I'm just tired of this game having hard jumps at the end of a checkpoint, dude. At this point, it's not even something that happens sometimes. It happens always. It always happens. Always a hard shampoo at the end. At this point, it's a design decision. But yeah, fuck you and your design decision. If I did that a full shampoo, I probably would have hit the spike above, because it wasn't a full champ. But I'm pretty sure I would have hit this one if it was a full champ. So now I actually don't know. Thought the last champ will be easy, but I don't think it is. I think that to avoid getting tilted, the smartest thing to do is to leave it here. I really want to get to the next floor, but it will be worse in the long run. I mean, in the short run, most likely. It will be a bad idea to keep going now. Like, I'm just gonna get... Well, I mean, I'm already salty, so... Like, I'm gonna get salty. No, I did get salty, so I'm out of here. I'll do that some other time. It's okay, it's not even that hard. But yeah, thanks everyone a lot for watching. I'll be seeing you on the next stream. So have a good one and take care.